Welcome everyone to today's Explainer. We're diving into something that literally affects every single one of us, our financial future. I want you to imagine putting in the hours, working incredibly hard, earning a really decent income, and yet your bank account never actually seems to grow. Well, the source material we're exploring today reveals a pretty hard truth. Building wealth isn't just about earning more money. It's really about how you manage what you keep.
So, working hard but still broke? Trust me, if you've ever felt that intense frustration of just running on a financial treadmill, you are absolutely not alone. The core takeaway here is that avoiding financial mistakes is honestly just as critical as generating income in the first place. It's like a leaky bucket. You can pour all the water you want into it, but if it's full of holes, it's never going to fill up.
Okay, let's dive into our diagnostic journey for today. We'll start with the silent wealth killers, move on to escaping the spending trap, look at debt and the safety net, explore building your growth engine, and finally, wrap up with the ultimate wealth multiplier. Part 1. The Silent Wealth Killers. Diagnosing a Broke Bank Account.
Okay, so becoming wealthy is actually heavily dependent on avoiding the financial mistakes that quietly steal your future. And notice that word, quietly. We're not always talking about massive, dramatic events here. Today, we're shining a big spotlight on the 7 biggest money mistakes that are keeping millions broke, and exactly how we can plug those unseen leaks.
Part 2. Escaping the spending trap, covering mistakes number 1 and 6.
Now, what's really interesting about this first trap is mistake number 1, lifestyle inflation. You know how it goes. People get a raise, and suddenly they're upgrading their lifestyle to exactly match that new income. More expensive cars, extra subscriptions, more shopping. Instead of investing that extra money, it just vanishes. But contrast that with the millionaire habit, which is investment inflation. When their income rises, they actually increase their investments before even considering a lifestyle upgrade.
And that connects perfectly to mistake number 6, buying things just to impress others. The trap here is trying to look rich by accumulating depreciating liabilities. The wild reality is that a lot of broke people actually look incredibly wealthy on the outside because they're covered in designer labels and driving financed cars. The true millionaire habit is focusing on quietly building assets. Real wealth, it often looks completely ordinary on the surface.
Part 3. Debt and the safety net. Let's look at mistakes number 3 and 4.
Let's look at mistake number 4, which is operating completely without an emergency fund. Listen, unexpected expenses, whether it's medical bills, car repairs, or a sudden job loss, these are a matter of when, not if, right? Without a cash reserve, a simple little life hiccup forces you to rely on credit cards, instantly transforming a temporary setback into a long-term financial disaster. The foundational fix here is building a financial shock absorber. We're talking 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved up in a dedicated emergency fund. This is literally what keeps a blown tire from turning into a full-blown credit card emergency.
Because without that safety net, well, we stumble right into mistake number 3, high-interest debt. If you're carrying a balance with, say, a 25% interest rate, you are actively destroying your wealth. The mathematical truth from our source material is completely undeniable here. You absolutely cannot outinvest a 25% negative return. High-interest debt is a financial emergency, and clearing it out has got to be priority number 1.
Part 4. Building your growth engine. Unpacking mistakes number 2 and 5.
So, mistake number 2 is one that catches a lot of cautious people totally off guard. Never investing. Keeping your money entirely in a traditional savings account might feel super safe, but it actually guarantees a quiet loss of purchasing power over time. Your money just sits there idle while the cost of living compounds all around it.
And this brilliantly illustrates the antidote, which, of course, is compound interest. The source really emphasizes this as a financial force that overwhelmingly rewards early action. Transitioning from a basic low-yield savings account into index funds, ETFs, and dedicated retirement accounts, that is what actually allows your money to start doing the heavy lifting for you.
Next up is mistake number 5, depending on a single income stream. Relying entirely on just one paycheck gives you exactly one single point of failure, which is incredibly risky. Successful wealth builders mitigate this risk by diversifying. That could be through freelancing, investments, digital products, or rental income. The goal isn't just to work more hours, it's to create an income architecture that actually works for you even while you're sleeping.
Part 5. The ultimate wealth multiplier. Addressing our final trap, mistake number 7.
Mistake number 7 is never learning about money. Let's be real, traditional education leaves massive gaps here.
They rarely teach us about investing, taxes, retirement planning, or even financial psychology. And because these crucial pillars are missing, the responsibility of self-education falls entirely on you. We have to seek out the books, the podcasts, and do the continued research ourselves.
I really want to anchor this point on a super powerful quote from today's material. Knowledge compounds just like money. Think about that. Just as investments grow exponentially over time, continuous learning expands your financial capability. Consistent, lifelong learning is the absolute true foundation of wealth building, because a better understanding today directly leads to much better decisions tomorrow.
So how do we actually bring this all together? The difference between staying broke and building a real fortune rarely comes down to just pure luck. It's actually a pretty straightforward 3-step formula. First, avoid the 7 mistakes we covered to stop the leaks in your bucket. Second, make better choices with the capital you preserve. And third, repeat this consistently over time. True wealth is the result of consistent, repeated behavior.
And that leaves us with one final, very important question to consider today. Which mistake are you going to fix first? Are you tackling that high-interest debt, finally opening up an investment account, or maybe building up that emergency fund? Let me know your action plan down in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me to explore these insights. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in our next explainer.